It is currently day 15 of trying to become an international rap icon. There was not a blog on, there was not a blog / episode on day 14 because fucking Premiere Pro and my computer. We got the captions to work. We made the video for the blog on the fancy camera, and it took 3 hours to export. 3.5 actually. It took 3.5 hours to export. It crashed twice at the end of exporting. And then today we finally finished the export. And after we finished the export, it was gonna take like another 2-3 hours to upload to YouTube, which kind of goes hand in hand with the idea that I don't want to glamorize these blogs because it adds way too much overhead to the process. And so I think I'm gonna stick to making these vlogs on this iPhone. Another update, I feel really unorganized about this whole thing. The idea I felt like was I was going to keep making music and content and just trying to figure everything out until the studio was done being burned down, so that we could just record the rest of Scarlet's Letter, and we were going to work on the self-titled album until then. I'm not going to necessarily say that the plans change. I just think that the way that I'm going about that is going to be a bit different. I think I've come to the conclusion that I am fully capable of making a song a month, or even every 2 weeks at that matter, if a studio session goes correctly. And I think that I need to be working at a faster pace than what I actually am. And I need to be a lot more structured with how I'm going about this. And I also need to keep in mind that I do kind of run on a one-track mind. And so with all of this in mind, I've decided that I'm going to go off of a two-week schedule, where I'm going to make a song. I'm only working on music 1 week, and then I'm working strictly on content creation and editing on the next week. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be releasing music every week, and that doesn't necessarily, but I should be releasing content every week. And so the goal is that I'm going to make enough content throughout the week so that I can post it every week, which is why we're giving us a whole week to work on content so that we have everything that we need. At least that's the idea. Because it's becoming very clear that with the editing, and it's like I knew, but and it's not like I've never done this shit before. Like, I've edited, I've made videos, I've done all of it, but it's just my computer is fucking slow. That's one. And I need to come up with a plan of what kind of content I want to make with the gear that I have. I think that's really important. So I think that since it's already been 4 days since I've worked on Fiends, Queens, Mobsters, I think that I'm going to work on that today. And I think that I'm going to be working on music all next week. And I'm going to pick editing back up next week. And I'm going to pick editing back up the week after that. And then we're just going to alternate weeks going forward. Yeah. Fiends, Queens, Mobsters still irritates the shit out of me, because it's like, I know I can make good music. And it's not even like Fiends, Queens, Mobsters is a bad song the way it's written right now. It just doesn't, it's not hitting. And I remember when I left the fucking studio and I recorded Fiends, Queens, Mobsters, I didn't like it then either. And I think that's what gets me. I don't really like the song. And I want to make it work. But they do say if you're don't spend too much time on one problem, which makes sense. And so if I know that I can make other songs that I'm gonna like a lot more, then I should be investing more time into that maybe, because at this point, since I'm not really anywhere, my objective is to break like the noise barrier of like the algorithm and get the algorithm to recognize me and push me to people who are going to be interested in my content. That's the idea. Yeah. I think that's going to be the plan going forward. Yeah. So I'm going to go into the office and I'm going to work on Fiends, Queens, Mobsters. And I think if it irritates me too much, I'm going to work on other stuff. But we'll see how I feel. We'll see how it comes out. We'll see. But this has been day 15 so far. Fuck Premiere Pro. So we are now back in the van after working on the music. And it's kind of really feeling like I hate everything that I make now. I've been working on Fiends, Queens, Mobsters. Hate that. I was working on one of the other beats that I had liked, and I tried that, and it's like, it sounded worse. It's like I can't make music right now. I don't know what the fuck it is. But we do have a plan, so we're just going to stick to the plan, I guess. Which is week at a time. So we're going to make music this week coming up, and then the week after that, we're going to focus on content. And let's hope by tomorrow at the earliest, or at some point next week, we are able to not sound like complete trash and actually make music we enjoy. And I also cannot wait for the studio to get back up and running. But we were able to work on some more music, which is cool. We are being consistent, which is also cool. So we will take the little wins when we can, as we say. But it does really suck when we work on something and we absolutely hate how it sounds. It's like a disconnect, right? Like usually, like when I hear something in my head and I play it, like, and I rap over it, like it's fine. But today, like I did that for the new song I was trying to work on because I was tired of Fiends, Queens, Mobsters, and it was just awful. Like honestly, I think I might only work on songs that I have a good idea of how they're supposed to sound based off of stuff I've kind of already written. Because otherwise, like, this shit is just, it's not good. So I think going into tomorrow, I think we're going to make our job easier by trying to work on a different song. One that I know that I'll have a decent time making and recording. That's not going to make me want to throw my head out of a window. So I think what it's going to be, I think it's going to be City to City, or the one, I don't have a name for it, but the one that's like, "Try me higher than the satellites, but they get alright, so we prepping for a rainy day with shit we set aside, they can't sit with us." It also kind of feels like I just can't make regular hip-hop music anymore. Like, this whole thing with Fiends, Queens, Mobsters has been like a huge blow to like just my confidence as like an artist, bro. So maybe we're just gonna be like hip-hop R&B hybrid music only from now on. We'll see. I don't know. That would suck because I really do want to make some like real down-to-earth hip-hop stuff. But I think that's all I got for today. Peace.